Hey, what is up, you guys? It's your boy, Flu, back at you again with another video. Random video. Just whenever I feel like recording. But today, as you can see, we are playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Did I say that right? I have no clue. I felt like just going through the game again. I have played the game fairly recently because I just wanted to like replay all of the bosses and stuff like that. But I just thought, I'm gonna record a video, basically like a sort of like pseudo like walkthrough type of thing where I just play the game and anyone who wants to play the video, play the video game, play the game, they can just watch the video, and they can see what I'm doing. I'm not gonna be showing absolutely everything in the game, but I will show like key items and stuff like that, and you can just see a very like efficient way that if you ever get lost in the game, you can see where to go or whatever. If I need to, I will be, or if I feel like it rather, I will be providing like tips for bosses if I feel like they are necessary, if it's like a gimmick boss or whatever. I don't want to give like literally every tip in the game, but we're going to be skipping cutscenes as well. You can see those for yourself when you are playing the game. We're just going to be basically skipping the dialogue as well, because I feel like you do kind of still want to take the game at your own pace. Do I do this or not? If you don't know, in New Game Plus, basically you have Kuro's Charm, which makes it so that when you block, you don't take damage, but if you give Kuro the charm, I did the fucking thing wrong. I wasn't really paying attention. But if you give him the charm, then you basically make it harder for yourself, which I will do, actually. I just feel like it. So you see that bottom left thing. This will not really matter to you in the beginning of the game, especially on your first playthrough, because you don't have this option. But it is something to keep in mind, like on a second playthrough, like you have like a optional sort of difficulty, I should say. Anyways, you go through here, killing these enemies if you really want to, because this is the start of the game. You will want to get used to the deflection mechanic, as it is pivotal. Unlike Dark Souls, you want to be parrying, you want to be deflecting. You want to take this guy out. I think he drops a prayer bead, which is an upgrade material basically for your character. And I will say the normal way to go up is to go like this way and under the bridge, but there is a way that I do it, if I don't fuck up, that is, where I literally just skip this and then jump here, because this is where you need to go basically. A little speedrunner straight, you know, even though I don't speedrun the game. Anyway, you make your way through the tunnel, and we're gonna see Genny for the first time, which is definitely an experience. You are meant to die here, but I will try and kill him, because I'm simply built different. Fuck. After you are killed by Genny, you will receive your cool new Shinobi prosthetic arm. You can talk to the sculptor if you want. He is a key character, key NPC in this game. You will be going back to him to get your upgrades and things like that. But let's get the first idol. Basically the bonfires of the game if you're coming from Dark Souls or similar game like that. You have the grapple hook with left trigger, and it feels very cool, I will say. I love the way that this grapple hook works. So again, I'm basically just going to be showing you the way forward. I'm not going to be picking up every item, but just know that there are items that you can pick up in all of these areas, like this one back there. But I'm simply going to be running through because I want to get through the game at a relatively fast pace. I'm not going to be playing it normally. That is your job if you're the one playing the game. I'm simply going to show you where to go and give some tips if I feel they are necessary. One necessary item, I will say, is this, the shuriken wheel, which is your first prosthetic, so you can immediately go back to the sculptor. I will probably show you that actually. So you can go back to the idol, click travel, important places, dilapidated temple. after you've exhausted all of his opening dialogue, you can present the Shinobi prosthetic and fit a new one, which is the Shuriken wheel we just got, which is a fairly useful prosthetic, I will say. Though it is relatively niche, like it's very good at a few different things, and you basically equip them through the menu, prosthetic tools, and then there are other things that we can equip later on in the game when we unlock them. In order to use your prosthetic tools, like the Shuriken, you will need spirit emblems, which are displayed in the bottom right of the screen, so I have 2 of them right now, which means I can throw 2 Shuriken, and then I can't do it anymore. So once you get your Shuriken from this corpse here, the first enemy that you want to fight is the guy that's coming up here. He's just down there, but remember this is a stealth game, so you can actually, to help, you can take off his first health bar by doing this. And you always gotta keep that in mind. If you can, if you think it's like too hard to fight them like straight up and take both of their health bars down, you can take the stealthy option. And it's very useful. I mean, it just cuts the boss fight in half, right? Anyways, I took a hit there, you know. That is a sweep shown by the red symbol, and if it's a sweep, which is usually shown by them like dragging their sword across the floor or whatever the fuck, you jump it. So you jump sweeps, and if they thrust you, you can parry thrusts, but that is a bit advanced tech, and it's not really guaranteed. I was gonna say it's not guaranteed. It's not very like an efficient way of dealing with thrusts. There is a specific move that you will end up getting for thrusts. Anyway, there is an item that we can get this from this old lady, basically. You can listen to the dialogue or whatever, but she gives us a bell here, which is very useful. But that is probably the last key item in this area that at least I can think of. I was debating on whether or not to show this, but there is a vendor up here with a relatively useful item. Actually, I wouldn't even say it's relatively useful, it's a very useful item. So these are the vendors, the guys in tents, they all look like this. And I would recommend getting Robert's Firecrackers. It's another prosthetic. You can tell if something is a prosthetic because it has like the almost like orange kind of thing that it's like sat on, basically. But prosthetics are very useful whenever you can find one. I would recommend going to the sculptor and getting it put attached to your arm, basically. You can equip 3 at a time, and you can switch with Y or triangle. I only have 1 right now, so it wouldn't do anything. But you want to make your way over to the sculptor idol. Okay, and this is the first roadblock of the game. At least it's what made me, for instance, stop playing the game when I first played it. It's this guy here. But if you just watch what I do, if you do struggle with this guy, you can see how to beat him. I won't show every boss fight, but with specific ones I do kind of want to show them, like this one. Because I wouldn't call this a traditional Sekiro fight. I wasn't really paying attention, and that is why. The grabs are not something that I would say are usually in Sekiro. But if you just do what I'm doing here, 1, 2, 3, dodge around, 1, 2, 3. You notice how I'm not even locking onto him? And you got stunned there before. Just stick to 1, 2, or 3 swings, and just whenever you see the symbol, basically, that means he's doing like a grab. Do the fucking death blow. And then it's really not that difficult. Honestly, once you get it down, if you need to, you can run away, get some space, make sure that you can heal properly. You can literally just walk around his grabs, kinda, but you still want to make sure that you dodge, just to make sure that you get the iframes for it. Though I will say dodging in this game can be a little bit annoying, which is why I don't really like the bosses that force you to dodge, because I don't like Sekiro's dodging at all, really. But just take it slow and careful, and you should have him relatively easily. But that is the first required mini-boss, Chained Ogre. Gives you a prayer bead and a thing for your gourd. I think that gives more healing when you use a gourd. Speaking of which, gourd seeds. Gourd seed is what you need. It's basically like a Estus shard from Dark Souls, and you take it to an NPC, which I will show you now. So travel, important places, dilapidated temple, once again. And then this woman here, Emma, as she's called. I will be skipping the dialogue. But once you get the option, you can present your healing gourd. And then you can basically use the gourd seed to increase the number of gourds that you get. So this should increase mine to 3, because I had 2 gourd seeds. There is another mini-boss right here, this guy. But I would recommend killing all of the enemies around him before getting him, because otherwise you don't want to be in a gang fight. Especially not in this game, because Sekiro is a very 1v1 intense game. And you sort of don't want to be, like, you know, paying attention to so many guys on your screen and getting, like, basically overwhelmed. But yeah, just follow the way that I've went so far. And it will lead you down here. You can simply drop or get the grapple, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And we're gonna have a little surprise here. It's a snake. So it's kind of scripted. They bumps his head there. Doesn't mean that he saw you before. What you're gonna do, I'm gonna do this normally. There is like ways to do this faster, but the normal way is to simply go through this grass here. So you see him there. You hug this wall and you just go slowly through here. And you run into this bit here. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Until he takes a little peek in at you. Stab him in the fucking eye. Little prick. He fucking deserves it, I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you. I missed the grapple somehow. Even if you do fuck it up. Get these 2 grapples. I swear, sometimes the grappling in this game does just fuck you over a little bit. Like, it doesn't work how it should. But then you make it to this idol. If I remember rightly, there are a couple of items that I would get around here, so if you just have a look around. And then once you have, you can go this way. And this will be your first boss, so be prepared. And you get a memory for doing each main boss, and I will show you what that does. And it's just showing Reflection of Strength, which is the boss replay mechanic in this game, which I think is really cool, because that is honestly one of the few things that adds a lot of replay value to the game. You don't need to play through the whole game again just to fight him again. If you really like the fight, you can do it whenever the fuck you want, basically. But what you just got for doing that boss was a memory, and if you click Enhance Attack Power, Confront Memory Gyobu, it is a permanent increase to your attack power. And that is very necessary, because if you don't do them, then you're pretty weak. You're pretty weak in this game. So you'll want to do that. And then that is a gate that we can go through, but I'm going to show you something back here first. We talk with this guy. And he gives you a little side quest, basically. A rat description, which I will show you the enemies that he means by the rats So yeah, he gives you a little bit of a side quest that you can do when you're through this gate, basically. And I'm not sure that I would do it now, purely because the enemies can be quite annoying at this point in the game without a specific upgrade. But I will show you where they are, which is right here. These guys with the hats. Right here. That's what he wants you to kill, and once you do, you can go back to him and he will give you an item. But anyways, we're going forward. This way, this way, this way. You can pretty much just run past these enemies. Like, that is what I would do. Like, even if I was playing the game completely normally, that is what I would do. I would just run past the enemies. But I would kill these two. Because, otherwise they will sort of run into the boss arena with you, and you don't want that. Here is the second mini-boss that is required. And I mean mini-boss and not main boss. Blazing Ball. If there was an annoying tier list on this game for bosses, this guy would be probably at the top. Maybe not like top 1, but top 5 definitely. So this guy, he's just gonna run around. You want to avoid his head by any means necessary, because if he hits you with that, he will burn you. And unlike a majority of bosses in this game, you can't parry him, because if you parry him, then you will take damage from his head, because you see how it's on fire, basically. So you'll just want to sort of, like, the easy way to do it is a slow method, is to do what I'm doing right now. Just keep running up to him, and when he turns around, you hit him in the arse a few times. And if he does this, you just want to run around him so he doesn't hit you. Just make sure that you're staying around to his backside, and he can't do anything. And at some point, he will sort of just lose control like that, slammed into a wall, and then you can get the death blow. Don't mind how I actually died there. Even if you do die, Sekiro Shadows die twice. The whole point of the game, you are meant to die to these bosses. You can just get up, and as long as you're not panic healing in their face, you won't die. So it'll be okay. But you just run past, get this idol. Okay. Now up in the castle here, I recommend getting these guys at some point. That is another one of the general mini-bosses that you've fought 2 of. If you are beating every mini-boss that I've shown on the way, then that will be your 3rd general. But I'm not going to get him right now. And you want to just, if I can do it properly, you want to do this route. You want to grapple up to here, basically. There's going to be a guy that flies down, duck under, and then you can just run like normal. And you want to come around here, around this corner, and grapple to the window. And there was another one of those guys dive bombing, but he didn't get us, luckily. In this chest right before the idol, there is something that you will love to see. Another gourd seed, which will bring our gourd count to 4. Okay, so coming from the most recent checkpoint, we've made it into this room in Ashina Castle, and there are these new enemy types with the blue samurai outfits. They are, I would say, definitely a step up from the normal basic enemy, but they're not too bad if you learn like their strings and stuff. But you want to go through here, and then there is a hole in the roof. If you missed it, that is. And then you want to come through here. Up the stairs, to the left, and there's another idol. And I will say one more time that I would only consult this video if you're actually like stuck and don't know where to go, or if you just want to see where some key items and stuff are, or the efficient way of basically doing the game. I will not be showing all of the side stuff, but I recommend that you do look for all of that stuff, purely because this is a really story-rich game. It's the story is relatively focused, unlike Dark Souls and stuff. Like, there is a narrative, and the characters are really good. Like, I love these characters in Sekiro, and it would be such a shame if someone was to not do any of the side stuff and they would to just basically rush the game. So I do recommend looking around and stuff like that. Anyway, so we're coming into this guy, and he is a one-trick pony. Whenever his sword lights up, you parry, because he only really does that one move. He has a couple of other moves, like the sweep there, but that's about it. And as long as you are quick on the draw, you will get it. Sometimes I have old man moments, I will say, but, you know. And there it is. Once you've killed the one-trick pony guy with one move, I would recommend coming back here. And the sculptor will give you the Shinobi Esoteric Text, which is a skill tree, basically. And there is one specific skill that is basically integral to how you fight bosses in this game, and so I would recommend you get it. So you come into the idle menu, acquire skills, and it's this one here, Mikiri Counter. And how this one works is basically against thrust attacks, they will have the red symbol, the danger symbol come up. And if you see that it looks like a thrust, if they're like pointing the weapon at you and they thrust it in your face, you basically press dodge, just the dodge button. And you'll notice that by default, Wolf moves forward when he dodges. And that is a key detail, because to do the Mikiri counter, you will want to press dodge, but you will not want to press any direction, because if you accidentally dodge to the right, to the left, or just in any other like angle and not like directly forward, then it can fuck with the counter and it will fail. It won't always fail, but one sort of habit to get into is to never press a directional input when you do the Mikiri counter. I have been having a few recording issues, and my game keeps lagging, so I apologize if the gameplay looks a little bit scuffed, but we're going to be trying to get this anyway. So this is Genichiro, which is probably the first boss that I consider like an actual Sekiro boss. But as you saw there, he did a sweep, a thrust, and we got the Mikiri on it, so you literally just press the dodge button, like that. And you step on their blade and it does like a lot of posture damage, which is the bar on the top is his posture and the bar on the bottom is my posture. His flurry combos like that are basically impossible to parry every single attack, because there is one that will always kind of fail. But as long as you stay on top of your game, or you can just like back away from it like I do here. And then he might do the arrow, so you want to pay attention to that. If even I can't, it's okay if you fuck up a little bit. But there is a sweep follow-up there. And with all sweeps, you want to make sure that you are jumping over them. Oh, I somehow failed that parry, but we move. I'm failing a lot of parries, to be fair. And it does show you that even if, you've played a game a lot, you still fuck up, so don't. If you believe you are fucking up a lot, just look at me. And I've played the game much more than a lot of people who will be watching this have. Granted, I don't play it every day or anything, but Mikiri. If you see the thrust, always Mikiri. And when he backs away, he always does the arrow sort of flurry attack thing. Just stay on his ass, basically. Jump, and then he's doing the sweep, which is a little hard to see because of the camera, but, And then we get the secret third phase. They really like doing that. They just like hiding like a completely different phase. But anyways, these lightning attacks, you want to jump up and attack. So you see them, you jump, and then press attack while you're in the air, and it will do the lightning reversal, basically. Makiri. Oh, I kind of fucked that one up. Because I tried to be cheeky and get a little attack there, and then backing away, which does not work. Sometimes. But yeah, lightning, jump, and then attack. And that will reverse it. You do take a little bit of damage because of it, so watch out for that. But otherwise, it's not too bad. And that is it. That's how you beat Genny. Once you have beaten Genichiro, you speak with Emma until she starts repeating herself, which is a practice that you should always do in these games. Basically, you talk to the NPCs until they repeat themselves, so you make sure you're getting all of the dialogue. But here we speak with Kuro. And this decision doesn't actually matter. But there's more dialogue, and take your time with it, honestly. It's really fun. So you speak with him until he gives you that. We go over here to look at this. Speak with him again. Had to walk with him a little bit. Wait for him to stop moving. Okay, speak with him enough, and then you will open this window. If you're actually listening to the dialogue, it will make more sense to you, but say you like skip some dialogue and stuff, that is just what you do, and then you come to this room here. And then we have Ishin waiting here. He gives us some sake. And we basically exhaust all of his dialogue about Immortal Severance and where the Mortal Blade can be found. After speaking with Ishin, we come back to the window here, jump back in. And then Kuro will have opened this room here. Take this Gunfort Shrine key, very useful key item. And then we speak with him again. And it's always just a good thing to, as I said, exhaust all of the dialogue, basically. Anyways, little side tangent over. After you talk with Ishin, you come back to Ashina Castle and the first one, Ashina Castle. So this is right after the Blazing Bull and before Genichiro. So you come here, jump over this, and we're heading this way. I would recommend killing this guy because he has an item. The gatehouse key, which is used to get a key item that we will be doing in a little bit. But I would recommend going to this location first. You can technically do this part of the game in like any order that you kind of want to, or not any order, but we are going to like 2 or 3 different places, and you can do them like in a different order, but we're going to be doing this one first, so you just want to basically come through here. There's a NPC there which has a optional side quest, but we don't really care about that, or at least in this video I don't care about that. Feel free to do it. I forget exactly what the quest reward is, but that is just the thing with side quests. It is your sort of decision if you want to do them or not, but basically we just come through here, try not to get shot on the way. And we make it to this little elevator mechanism here. Okay, and once we are up the elevator, we come here. The thing that is talking to us is this like sort of wall bit here. Or at least there's a woman speaking to us through the wall, but we basically don't care, we can just go through here. And this is Senpo Temple on Mount Congo. This is probably one of the prettiest areas of the game, in my opinion. But we're just going to be basically running through. I will show you the way that you need to go. But feel free to pick up any items on the way. There's a lot of sen pouches here, and sen obviously being the currency that you need to buy things at like vendors and whatnot. But you basically get this grapple up here, go into this room, little Arco sugar. Speaking of which, the sugars are like different buffs if you haven't noticed. Arco is the red one, and it gives a damage boost. This, there is one here I think, yeah, Gokan sugar. Yellow one, it makes it so that on failed parries, you don't lose your posture as quickly, or your posture doesn't break. Which is very good as like a sort of buff when you don't know the boss you're fighting. Scuffed little jump, but yeah, we come to this little grapple here. But yeah, sugars are very good if you either want to burst down an enemy or if you just don't know them. If you don't know them, there is a sugar called Ungo. It's the blue one, and it gives like a defense boost. Oh yeah, I haven't done the memory that I got from Genichiro. Always good to make sure that you're using all of your memories, because you want to stay at top condition to beat all of the bosses. So once you've made it to the idol, we grapple up here. Go around this, jump over this guy. Grapple up here. Unless they throw something at you, then I guess, fuck me, I guess. But yeah, just make your way up here. Grab out of the tree and into the ledge. And this is the next required mini-boss for Senpo Temple. So when you're fighting this guy, you will immediately kind of notice that he does not have a traditional sort of... he does not have a death blow indicator. And that's because we cannot actually kill him by merely like deflecting or like taking his health down. So what you need to do is just keep deflecting. For me, it's going to be a little bit annoying, and I don't know his timing. So I'm going to have to YOLO it a little bit. But, you know. That timing did fuck with me a little bit. 1, 1, 2. There you go. So what you want to do when his posture is this high, as you are noticing, is not going down. So we'll want to position him properly by a ledge, and then we kick him off, basically. Roberto! Yep, so that's how you kill the armored warrior. It's a fun little gimmick fight, honestly. Fun little gimmick fight. Do not mind the fact that I almost died trying to... I apologize if this sounds a little bit abrupt, like if I sound different. I didn't notice that part of my recording did not record. But after the armored warrior, you will want to sort of come this way. And there is a little side building down there with a mini boss in, if you are so inclined. If not, just follow this. And you'll just take this little round. Relatively simple. make a right and you'll have to open this door. And then there is an idol here. Okay, and so once we've made it to this idol, we go to this part, and there is a bell that we can ring to get to the next boss. So I finally figured out why I was having so many recording issues. I'm having to redo this boss because I did it. I thought it was recording, but it wasn't. Okay, so let's redo this. Folding screen monkeys. There are 4 of them, and usually, I'm not going to show every boss fight, but in this one, it's a gimmick. So what you're going to want to do, literally just like turn around, face the camera. 1, 2, 3. That's the invisible monkey down. After you've killed the invisible monkey, you see the orange one up there. He will lose sight of where I am, and then he will walk off. Yep. Alright, so we're gonna go up there. Take him out. With this green monkey, we're simply gonna go here. He's gonna run off. We come up here. So he's gonna jump onto that platform in front of us, and we're gonna ring the bell. Okay, it didn't work that time, but we're gonna ring it again, and it will work. There we are. So then we just grapple up. Instant death blow. And so there's only 1 monkey left, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna run into this room over here. If you just follow where I'm going. We're gonna open this door. Because how this monkey works is, this one has really good eyesight, I think. All of the monkeys have like different qualities that they're good at. And if you open the door, it makes it so he can't like see us whenever we go in there. And we're gonna chase him in there. So his starting point is up here. So he'll be here. Apparently I didn't need to do that anyway, you know, whatever. But usually what we need to do is run him into here. So if he runs off, you just chase him down there, basically. And then you drop kill. Once you have defeated the folding screen monkeys, you will get the memory that you can use on the idol. And then you'll want to come in and talk to this lady here to get the sword that is on our back, the mortal blade. And then if you haven't already used the combat art, it will prompt you about it. So Mortal Draw is probably one of the best ones in the game. And it looks like this. It says 2 slashes. The spirit emblem cost is really high. If you look, I have 9 now. 6, 3. So it uses 6 in total if you do both of them. But it is very good simply because... Let me do one more. You see I have no spirit emblems. I can still do it. You can still use this if you have no spirit emblems. It just has less range. And it might do a bit less damage. But it's very good. I would recommend using this if you're going to use a combat art, I would recommend that one. So if you come back to Kuro's room, we're going to speak to him again. And then we're going to talk to Ishin about the Mortal Blade. I'm not 100% sure what all of the required steps are, but I always, after I get the Mortal Blade, I talk to Kuro and then I talk to Ishin. And then the next place that we're going is conveniently right out of the window. We're going to go this way. And we're just going to follow this little path here. It's relatively straightforward. Okay, so once we're at this idol, we're going to make our way down here. There's a bit of a scuff jump, but I made it. And there is one down here as well. Let's get that real quick. Feel free to basically run past all of these enemies. I don't know why that grappled me down there. But yeah, feel free to run past all of these guys. There's a grapple up here that I didn't look at. Then we go down here. Grapple over here. There is a lizard here. that you'll want to kill because we are hugging this wall and we don't want it to poison us. There are some annoying enemies here that I kind of just like to ignore, even though they have guns. So once we've gotten this idol, we're going to jump down here. Now be wary, this place is called the Gun Fort, and so a lot of the enemies, they have guns. Anyways, here's the next mini-boss. And there we have it. Okay, and once we have the mini-boss down, we can go here, which is just beyond her arena. Now you'll want to be careful here, and you'll see why. We're going to drop through the bridge like this. Try and avoid all of the bullets as best you can. Sometimes you might get shot. It's kind of RNG if we're being honest, but you want to make your way up here. Run through, run through. Take a hit, just heal. Run through this door. Take a left here. Take another left. And there's an idol here. If we make our way from the idol, here is the next mini-boss. And he has just one move, so we're realistically just going to want to spam him down. Just like that. And just repeat until he's dead, basically. There we have it. So here is the large fan, which is another prosthetic, as you can see with the like orange sort of backdrop. There is a door behind the boss, and this is where the key that we got, which was right next to Sekiro, is for. You're gonna try and go on this bridge, and then you're gonna realize we can't go on the bridge because of a certain snake. But you just make sure it doesn't get you. Make your way down here. Bad luck next time, I say. After we've gotten to this idol, we just make our way up here. Get this grapple. Let's follow where I'm going and we'll be fine. The full damage doesn't really matter in this game, like if you just jump down a bit further than you perhaps should. Anyways, we're gonna wanna not engage with these fuckers because there are way too many of them. Let's just say it like that. And then you can go here, get this grapple, and this is the next idol right before the next boss. And there we have it. That was Guardian Ape. Honestly, I took that one very slow. Because of the way that I'm recording this, sort of like walkthrough like thing. I'm not picking up any of the items that you would usually pick up. And so I'm quite underprepared for the fight. I have 4 gourds. Well, I feel like you should have definitely a few more gourd seeds by the time that you come here. Because obviously there's ones that you can pick up that I haven't shown in this video, because I do want everyone to kind of explore for themselves, at least some parts of the game, right? But I'm just showing the main path. But get this lotus, that is the reason that we killed the Guardian Ape. One of the items that we needed for the continuation of the story. So after you've killed Guardian Ape, you want to come and talk to Kuro again, and you will get a few items. Do I know what they do? Not exactly. I just know that you kind of need them. But I will show you the next path that we're going to go down. That is from the Ashina Castle idol. The first one. So after you've spoken to Kuro and you've definitely defeated the Guardian Ape, you can come here. You can come here before, actually. As I said previously in this video at some point, you can do parts of this game in any order, really. But I'm just going through the order which I like to do the game in. So this little area here should be relatively familiar to you, because this is the starting area, actually. The part where we started off the game, we got out of like the well, and we were crouching through the grass here. But we're going all of the way back. There is an NPC here. But we are going to be fighting a little mini-boss in this room. So after we've dealt with this little guy, an extra little prayer bead there, which for me will be useful because I had 3 before this and now will be my 4th one. Again, I'm not showing everything, and in fact I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. I'm not even really on my own going around and getting all of the other items that you kind of find on the way. I am just doing the main path, which is leaving me a little ill-prepared, but as I say, use this video more as like a guide to just know where to go, right? But anyways, we're gonna jump off of this place here. And then there will be a grapple at some point. Or not. There we are. So we go up here, make our way down this hall. I swear on my life, my recording shit is so bad. This is the 2nd time that I've had to come back and re-record something because I thought that I had the clip for it, but I don't. But basically, from the Grace or the idol, you make your way here. There should be a boss right here. Another snake eyes, the same as in Gunfort, and then you make your way down here. So, once you've gone this one, go ahead and do another death blow. Since we have the Mortal Blade and we can actually kill it now, for good, and that should get you an achievement, saying that we have indeed severed the Guardian Ape's immortality. We will not be seeing him again. Thank fuck for that. So after we've killed the Guardian Ape for the 2nd time, we can grapple up here. Take another grapple, and then another grapple. Into the next little area. Required area, that is. There is another idol here that you can get if you wish. If he just jumps off of the tree for me, you know. But I'm going to show you something here that will save you a little bit of time. There is a mini-boss that you usually have to, well, you don't actually have to kill the mini-boss to kind of get through, but there is a way that you usually go. But you don't actually have to do that. If you just come to here, where I've shown you, you jump up on this tree, and then up on this roof. You're not really meant to do that. That's not really a intended thing in the game, but you can do it. And then we're just gonna kill this guy. Hardest Sekiro boss, by the way. And I'm actually... It's actually taking a couple more hits than I thought that it would. God damn. Phew. Oh, that was pretty close, guys. I almost died there, you know. But anyways, we've got Miss Snowball. And after you defeat the ever so cumbersome Miss Snowball, we can go around this way. Now you want to be careful because they're going to be throwing shit at us. Because why wouldn't they do that? I made a little bit of a blunder there, didn't I? Well, there's a sculptor's idol here, which you will once again. Once we've gotten this idol with no issues, there is a vendor here that you can go to. I forget if he sells anything of actual value. Dragon Spring Sake is like something that you can give to the NPCs to get like special dialogue, if that is anything you care about. Treasure Carp Scales are things that are used for a side quest that starts in Hirata Estate, if you go there, but there's like an NPC that's out of the way a little bit during the starting little section. I won't be showing it in this video purely because this is just a how to beat Sekiro video. It's not a how to 100% do every side quest video, but it is something to be aware of. Anyways, gourd seed here, which is key item, I would say. Avoid the guy with the bow. Get this little one without being shanked. Now we're gonna make our way this way. And this is a mini boss right here. You will see as I run past and she tries to kill me. But she is completely optional, as all mini bosses are. So the actual boss that we are coming here for is this way. And this is the entrance. Good luck. Okay, so after we get the corrupted monk, get this idol real quick, and then keep going on from where the boss arena was. And we're simply going to pick up an item that we came here for. The shelter stone, as it's called. We will be back here at some point, but not yet. So when we go to teleport to Ashina Castle, you will realize they're all grayed out. I wonder why. We will see when we go there. So from the idol over there, we're going to want to come back. Basically going backwards to where we went originally when we were going to Senpo. So we jump into the water here, and the trick is, now that we have killed the corrupted monk, as the tip says, we have underwater movement that we're going to have to use. These fish you can actually kill and you get the scales out of, the treasure carp scales, if you are planning to do the side quests, that is. If not, then there is almost no point in getting them. But we're gonna ignore this guy and we're gonna keep on keeping on. We're gonna go here. Up here. Grab what's here. And we're just making our way back to basically how we did it when we were killing Genichiro. We're gonna go back up here. Get this idol. Now, there are some different enemies, but it's mostly the same. If you notice down there, you can actually jump down there, and there's the chained ogre again that you can kill for the second time. I'm not going to do that right now, but if I have any troubles and need another prayer bead, I will probably do that. Come back up here, and once we've gotten that idol, we can head in onto the next boss fight. If you are struggling with this, I will show you a quick way, using stuff to make this a lot easier. Almost fucked that up, but you basically just go behind him. Then you can use your puppeteer ninjutsu that you got from doing screen monkeys. Can make it a lot easier, though do be wary because he can attack you, so you kind of don't want to get in the way of your own guy, like I just did there. But yeah, it's a way to like cheese the boss. I mean, the boss is cheese you anyway, right? So what's the harm in it? So you're gonna want to go out of the same window that we did before when we fought Genichiro. And here is the next boss, so be prepared. Okay, so here is our father, actually. Adoptive father, that is. So he's going to talk about this, and then he gives you two choices. Either obey the Iron Code and forsake Kuro, or break the Iron Code and stay loyal to Kuro. So this actually affects the ending that you can get. This first option will basically, it ends the game quicker and it gives you what is considered like the worst ending. It is a cool ending, but if this is your first playthrough, then I do not recommend doing it. Purely because you won't get to experience the other like cool bosses in this game. It does give you like 2 exclusive bosses, which are cool. But you won't get to play basically the full game, and then you would have to play it again. So I'd say on a first playthrough, always break the Iron Code and stay loyal. But then it will play a cutscene and make sure you're ready. That is Owl down. Good fight, honestly. Really good fight. Probably one of my favorite fights in the whole game. It's relatively punishing, but once you get like the kind of flow of combat down, I would say it's definitely one of my favorites, and something that I definitely come back to the game, honestly, you know, fairly often to just fight some of these bosses, and Owl is definitely one of them. So once we've defeated the Owl, we can come back down here and talk to Kuro once again. He asks us to talk to Emma, who should be here if I rest. Yep, she's here. Just make sure you exhaust her dialogue. So we're gonna want to interact with the incense thing and then talk to Kuro again. And he cuts himself. So once this thing is glowing and we've exhausted all of his dialogue, what we're gonna want to do is travel to Ashnadep's wedding cave door, which is where we fought the corrupted monk, and go back beyond the boss arena to where we picked up the shelter stone. But there was a little thing just back there where we're gonna be able to pray, and it's gonna take us to the next and final area of the game. Now we are in Fountainhead Palace. Make your way over here. Get this idol. If you were guessing immediately that this is a boss arena, then you would be right. So, make sure you are prepared, make sure you have rested. Give it all you got. Once you have beaten the true monk, you can finally make your way out here to the Fountainhead Palace. Definitely the most beautiful area in the game, if I were to say so myself. But yeah, it can be a little bit irritating to get around, if I'm honest. Like, if you just don't know where you're going completely, it can take a little bit. But if you just want to take this little round, make sure you don't get sucked off by those little guys there, because they'll hit you with like a enfeeble debuff, as it's called, and it gets rid of all of your resurrections and basically makes you move like really slowly. It's really shit. You don't want to get hit with it at all. So you just want to go this way, avoiding the dogs and stuff. I've already got that idol because I have made this run before, but you know. So just make sure you're killing these things and not letting them see you. But there's an old woman that we're not going to want to talk to. Just don't let them see you. That is the key to this area. If you have to, you take it really slowly. Or you can rush it like me, like this way. And that's how you get through that area. So what you're going to want to do after you get to this idol, take this little route here. I don't remember the specific way to go, so you will have to forgive me if I'm fumbling this a little bit, but there's some annoying enemies that you want to kind of avoid, or you can fight them, but I don't really want to fight them, so I'm going to go this way. You can take this, go to this grapple. You won't be able to open that door because it's like a shortcut. Classic FromSoft, if you ask me. Anyway, we're gonna make our way down here. Some more enemies that we're not really gonna be caring about right now. Get this little idol here. Then we're gonna be making our way to this big tree branch here, this little lightning lady. I forgot how late that was. But you're gonna want to take her out simply because we need to go into the water, and if she is alive, then she will be kicking like lightning projectiles at you while you're in water. We'll be wanting to head into the water now. We're gonna be going to the far end, past this house, round about here. Yep. And then there's this hole that we're gonna go into. Gonna want to be careful though. There's quite a big carp there. You don't want it to see you. So you want to use the houses as like a sort of cover. Like this. And then we're going to be making our way to the hole over there. Doesn't matter if it sees me now because it's too late, baby. Alrighty. I think I broke the game a tiny bit there, somehow. But yeah, just branch up to this idol and then we can get the door. And then there's a way that we can go here. There's a couple of enemies on the way here, but you don't want to really give them that much attention. There is another idol. Anyway, so after you get that idol, it's literally just a straight run up and we're at the boss already. So there is something that I neglected to mention at this part of the video. Killing Divine Dragon locks you out of like certain side quests, specifically ones for the return ending of the game. So if you are trying to do the side quest to unlock those endings, I would do those and make sure that all of the loose ends are tied up and that you have the items for it before you kill Divine Dragon, because you will not be able to do it afterwards. That's all I really wanted to say. On to the rest of the video. Gracious gift of tears, and that's all we needed from this boss. Bit of a gimmicky fight, if I'm honest. Once you've defeated the Divine Dragon, it will take you back to Kuro's room. You speak to Emma to get the secret passage key. I've already done it, but my recordings keep getting corrupted. Well, not corrupted, they just keep stopping, I mean. But you go this way. Because one of the NPCs kind of nods you in this direction, but if you don't know, then it can be kind of hard to know that you literally need to just come here. But you just drop down. You can drop down from higher, but that's the way to take no damage, right? And then I immediately take damage there. But we go this way. Just avoiding all of the projectiles that are happening. Not a big fan, not a big fan. There's a mini boss here, Shigekichi or something. Yeah, this guy. Not really a big fan, but you know. Anyways, we're running through here. Should be relatively familiar to you since it's one of the first areas in the game, that is. We're basically just making our way all of the way back. Just keep following this path here. And we make it to this idol. This is not a normal idol, however. You immediately commune with it without a menu. And it takes you into a boss fight. So, this one is an optional boss fight, but I would say that it's one that is worth the experience to do. And so, I will be doing it. But anyways, for real now, how to get to the final boss, we go out of the same window that we did before, but instead of going left, we just go straight down. We're going to a place that we've already been to in the game, so after a while you will know where you're going. But if I can actually not fuck up. Run past all of these enemies. Go this way. Get this one. And you don't need to fight this mini boss, but if you want to do it, you can. But we're basically going to where we first fought Genichiro that one time at the beginning of the game when he cut off our arm. It's all coming full circle, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Finally, we have reached the last boss of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. If you have made it this far in the video, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It took a lot of hours to make this, and this is pre-editing, by the way. Like, I've been just recording for a few hours. I just felt like I wanted to play through the whole game, and I was like, I may as well record it, and then basically just show people how to do it. There's probably better videos that you could have watched, more concise videos maybe, but I'm glad that you decided to watch this one. And I will include the boss fight that I do in this video, purely because it's the last one. So if you want to not be spoiled immediately on what it is, then pause the video here, go do it yourself. But I'm going to include it in this video because I love it so much, and I hope you enjoy watching me fight it.
じゃあSekiro。
さらば。
おそばにおります。竜の涙。
我が生涯の忍びを虫たちをお願いできますか。
これはやはりあなたが持っていてください。また新しい忍びが力を求める時が来るでしょう。